Hey everyone! So today I have my update for Pan That palette. I do have some exciting progress for my Z palette this month. So this is where we're at now. So I finished up my transition shade, which I said was going to be my next goal and most likely the next shadow that I finished, and I did. So this was Makeup Geek Beaches and Cream, and yeah, it is all gone. So I have substituted in my next shadow. This is Urban Decay's ABC Gum. It's pretty much a dupe for, well, I guess technically speaking, the Makeup Geek was the dupe for the higher end version. I do think that this one pulled a little bit darker on my actual eyes, like swatches side by side look the same, but on my eyes I do notice a little bit of a difference, but it's still nice. So it's just a kind of peachy shade. I don't even know if you're gonna really be able to tell. So yeah, that is what I've substituted in as my transition shade. Additionally, in my palette, I decided to take out the purple shades. So this is kind of what's left from the beginning. I have my Too Faced Heaven, my white eyeshadow here that I'm using. I'm getting close to hitting pan. I think it's getting pretty deep in there. I'm not sure if you can really tell. And then I have Shimma Shimma, which I hit pan on. And then I have my Barcelona Beach and I always forget the name of this. I think it's Homecoming. It is. So I think Homecoming I could hit pan in. I'm getting pretty deep down in there. But the others, like, I don't think I'm going to hit pan on ABC Gum this year. I don't think I'm going to hit pan on Barcelona Beach. And I don't think I'm going to hit pan on my Corrupt, just because I'm not using a ton of black. Like, I'm just not wearing a lot of eyeliner, which is traditionally how I used black eyeshadow, was by setting my eyeliner. Now I am wearing it today, but it's probably like I'm only wearing it maybe 3 or 4 times a month. I did want to shout out the other shadows I used this month. I used quite a bit of this Makeup Geek foiled eyeshadow in Starry Eyed. It's what I have on my lids today. So it's still a kind of like a champagne shade. It's just a little bit darker. It's not as like Snow White. So I really like this one. And then I also have been using this Urban Decay Scratch. So this is a really pretty peachy pink kind of shadow. I know I've talked about this before, but it is so pretty as like an all over the lid kind of a look. It doesn't, look at that, it just hits the light, but it's like a peachy gold, you know, kind of a shade. So really pretty, like I said, really nice all over the lid, just a one shade kind of color, or maybe a little something in the crease. But that's kind of it for my main eyeshadows. And to be honest, I am getting pretty tired of like this little, I wear, you know, the shimmer on the lid and the brown in the outer third. I'm just kind of over it. So what I want to do is start introducing another palette. And that other palette is the Urban Decay Gwen Stefani palette. So this is going to be the other palette that I'm going to try to work through. This is a little bit of an older palette. I really enjoy it though, because Gwen Stefani is such a fair-skinned lady, and so am I. And so I really appreciate the colors that were put in here, because I know a lot of people said they're too light, they're not too aggressive. A lot of them can kind of look the same, but for me, these do pull very differently on my skin, and that's because I am so fair. So I love this palette, and I am so excited to use it more. I have a little bit of some dips in this shade and this shade. So this one is Bathwater and this is Steady. Nothing crazy though. So I'm excited just to pull this in a little bit more. I do see myself, because this doesn't have a really like a matte white. It does have Skimp, which is kind of more of a satin, which I could use on my lid. But my plan is to finish up the Too Faced Heaven shadow right here. And then for transition, I probably will switch between Danger from the Gwen Stefani palette, which it's right there. And the Urban Decay ABC Gum, maybe like a combo of them. And then within here as well, I have a couple of other mattes that I can use. I really like the shade Punk for my outer kind of corner. If I want to darken things up, I think it's really pretty. I've got plenty of lid shades. and shades that I can use in the outer corner. I don't know if I'm going to use too many of these, to be honest. We'll see. But I do want to hit pan on Homecoming from my Z palette. So I probably will keep using this in the outer third until I can at least hit pan on it, just because I'm really, really close. And I do really like this shade. I'm just getting sick of the combination I'm using it with. So I think adding a little bit of a twist on the other lid shades that I have will help. I think that this shade down here does pair well with the rest of them, you know what I mean? So yeah, that is kind of the game plan. So I will just kind of do a starting point again for you to see. No pan, just a couple of minor dips, nothing really crazy. So yeah, this is what I'm going to be working on here and there. I probably will still use kind of a basic little trio, or you know, a little situation here, not trio, but with this Starry Eyed when I travel, unless, you know, I want to just pack this. It really doesn't, it's not that big, you know what I mean? So we'll see, but I am kind of ready to switch it up. I will still throw in this scratch shade. I really like it for this spring, so I'm probably going to keep using it quite a bit. But I did want to show the other shadow I'm working on, which is from the Bare Minerals Quad, and I'm using the shade Chic, which is this light pink down here. So I still have pan. I haven't hit like side pan or anything. It's expanded a little bit, but I don't know if you can tell much. And then I also have my loose pigment, which I really, really love the shade of this, you guys. I just forget to use it. I think pigments just slip my mind because I have a palette in front of me and all my shades are there, and okay, I'll use that, and boom, I'm done. And then I look in my drawer, I'm like, I should have used this, you know? So we'll see. I am, you know, traveling again here, and I do really like this when I travel. I think it's a really pretty gold without being too bright. Like, it's very appropriate, you know, it doesn't make you feel like you're too out of, you know, out of line or anything like that. So yeah, I am excited to play with this some more, though. I've kind of neglected it a little bit because I've been so busy panning other palettes and shadows and things. So it's definitely the Urban Decay Gwen Stefani's turn. So yeah, that is going to be it. I'm going to post a couple pictures to my Instagram for you guys. I hope you enjoyed. I'm super pumped to have this shadow done. It's really nice just to see an empty pan and be able to hold it. I mean, if I don't drop it like that. So that's all I have. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in my next one.